Peace Collective. I should have wiped off my camera, or is that bright light? Peace Collective. I'm about to start you guys this reading. The rest of the zodiacs who did not get a June monthly message, just a little loud. The rest of the zodiacs that have not received the June message, please stand by because I do plan to drop those on YouTube. I am gonna still go live on Facebook, but Facebook is trying to convert all videos into short reels, and I don't know. I haven't adapted to the new modern ways yet. So, please be on the lookout for that. I am going to continue to complete the rest of the zodiac signs. But for right now, just as a little waiting period, I am about to drop some spiritual messages. I have titled this message Clarity as You Seek because I know that there's a lot of people who are still in the midst of the unknown. I don't even want to say that. 2025 has literally been the theme of the midst of the unknown. And if you guys watched my last pin live, I was basically talking about how 2025 was more so about the journey and not the destination. Not suggesting you're not going to reach your journey this year, but it's just saying there's a lot of lessons and harsh truths that we have to wake up to in order for us to match the frequency of the things that we are asking for. This is not just matching the frequency of the things we've been asking for, but this is also matching the frequency of new world order and the changes that are coming in the world. Not going to get too much into that because I'm going to drop a separate live that has a little bit of conspiracies and real predictions in it. But for right now, I just want to get more on a personal level and talk about the energy shifts that we are currently going through. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head because I don't have my notes in front of me. But I do know there's an energy shift happening with Jupiter right now. Ooh, there's another energy shift. Don't quote me, but I think it's with Saturn. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, outside of the energy shift, why am I grabbing these cards? Outside of the energy shifts that are going on, we are in the middle of the month, in the middle of the year. It is June 19th. Today's actually Juneteenth. I don't know if I'm going to be going outside, y'all. I don't know if y'all could tell. I got a couple of shades darker, but I kind of like the even brown all around. Anyways, let me go ahead and start this messages. What should I start with, ancestors? We're going to start with these and these. Yeah, I seen a big ass hawk on my balcony. Not on my balcony. I was on my balcony and I seen a big ass hawk in the sky. And I could barely see it. All I seen was like the shadow. And I was like, what the fuck is that a shadow of? I look up and there's a whole ass hawk. Big as fuck. I'm used to seeing red-tailed hawks, but since living out west, there's a lot of different fucking birds out here. And yeah, they definitely don't have them birds down south. Anyways, thank you, Most High. We're going to redo that because this card's not even supposed to be here. Thank you, Most High, ancestors, spirits that match my intentions for allowing me to get these messages out to the collective. Can you please read the collective's energy and provide the accurate clarity that they are seeking or needed to hear? Now, y'all, some of you guys are going to get irritated because it is going to sound repetitive. I have been saying the same shit all year. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I do know what's going on. It's the beginning of the end and an end to a new beginning. As above, so below, as present, so it's out. So this is all about New World Order. And I always talk about New World Order when I talk about my lies and my conspiracies because we are a part of New World Order. And New World Order is not about mass genocide, even though there's some mass genocide coming. It's not just about like mass genocide and like the world coming to an end. It's literally a new world conducted in a different order. And because of that, since we are humans on this planet, we are going to be the ones in our lifetime that are going to be witnessing this shift. I've been saying the same shit since 2019. Anyways, going back to how I started this live, I was talking about how 2025 is about the journey and not the destination. Once again, does not mean you're not going to reach your destination this year. It just means the more effort you put into your journey, the more effort you put into your divine wisdom, your lessons, and your growth, that's the more rewards you're going to see back. That's the more you're going to start to see your life go through a shift. Pretty much let me not even say that. Let's just read the cards. Anyway, starting off for you guys, this reading, the first card coming out is learning experience. The lessons may have not been easy, but they were definitely necessary. And I do see as you guys are continuing to come out these learning experiences, as you guys know, I say it all the time, peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. This is how you guys are going to be able to match the frequency of the things that you either need or trying to manifest. The second theme of the message I have is trust the universe. two powerful cards coming out, pretty much summing up everything I just said in the beginning. Where if it's the universe, God, Jesus, your higher self, whatever it is you want to believe in, it's going to be important that you guys continue to get rooted in your spiritual or religious practices. And trust the process right now, because I know, once again, I continue to say how 2025 is definitely a year where it may feel like you're lacking clarity, or you're, I don't want to say left out in the cold by the ancestors, but it's like you guys have to take responsibility of your own guidance. And this is me talking to myself as well. Pretty much things that may have come easy in the last couple of years, this year you guys may feel like you have to work a lot more harder towards, or you feel like there's more of a delay, there's more of challenges. Usually by now you will see your manifestations, or usually by now you will have some type of help coming in. Where this is help when it comes to your spiritual needs, your physical needs, your financial needs, your mental needs, stability, whatever the case may be. I just see that the ancestors want to remind you that you guys have not been neglected, you have not been rejected, you guys are still in the series of developing your character. And since you're in the process of developing your character, there's still more lessons to learn. Why? Because the greatest lessons in life are learned through pain, but they're considered the greatest lessons for a reason. So it's going to be important that you guys continue to trust the process, continue to trust the Most High, trust the universe, as well as trust yourself, and know that all your hard work is going to pay off. You're not just going through shit just to go through shit. Y'all know I say it all the time. All of this is going to make more sense as a couple of weeks from now. Like I said before, we are 6 months into the year. We're in the middle of the months. After this, we only got about 5 more months left, and the countdown begins for 2026. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So after that, my next card out is fertility. And as you guys know, in the spiritual world, fertility talks about becoming pregnant with new ideas, giving birth to a new lifestyle, going through a rebirth process. Just a lot of metaphors here, but it doesn't change the fact that you guys are going through a, once again, series of lessons to help you become better, turning from good to great. And I do see during all of this, during the chaos, during the suffering, for some people that may feel like it's suffering, during the silence, during the confusion, you guys had no choice but to step into your resilience. And it's kind of like the ancestors are letting you know, or at least allowing you to be aware, if you didn't go through the things you went through, you would have never discovered how strong you really are. And because of that, you guys are finding your center right now. You're finding your courage. You're finding your purpose. Which, of course, is going to eventually lead to some type of financial health, financial abundance, and your finances being stabilized. So it's kind of like the saying goes, like, if you had the choice to downgrade your life for a year to have a lifetime of success, would you do it? If you guys had to disappear for 6 months to a year to upgrade your life forever, would you do it? Some of you guys, as you know, I say it all the time, you cannot choose to be chosen. And since you guys are chosen, you guys were forced into this energy where you may felt like you had to hit rock bottom. Again, rock bottom's different for everybody, but it's because after you hit rock bottom, there's lessons that you're going to be learning that's going to allow you to find your purpose, find your calling, find your center, where there's no wrong turn. So again, it's going to be important you guys continue to trust the process, trust the universe, trust the Most High right now. And do know that things, I can't even speak right now. Do know that nothing lasts forever. Not even pain, suffering, heartache, poverty, or anything like that. The only way that continues to last forever if you guys decide not to learn from the lessons that are being presented to you. Okay, so collective, please take it how it resonates. Everybody's not going to resonate with this. So some people are still a little in denial, maybe a little blindsided about who they are and the work that they need to work on. I actually have a confirmation here that somebody here or a group of people are still avoiding reality or avoiding facing the truth. And it's like, due to you being in this in denial state, or due to you guys resisting to wake up to the things you need to work on, this is what's kind of causing a delay for you guys to come into this new world. Now, it's crazy because I literally started off this reading talking about New World Order and as above, so below, as within, so without. I have another confirmation here that talks about discovering a new world. I be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. So kind of like, it's a lot of people, right? And this is me included. I wouldn't even say a lot of people, but some people have their eyes stuck on the outcome. They're stuck on the destination. They're putting all this hard work in for the destination, and when they don't reach it, they feel like they're experiencing disappointment, they're experiencing rejection, may even cause you to self-sabotage or feel self-defeated. But it's going to be important you guys kind of pay attention to the bigger picture right now. Like somebody, this is just an example, but this is like somebody who wants to just, you know, be a millionaire right now, but you know, the world's going into shit right now too. We have crazy ass wars that are going on, and prices of food is raising. It's kind of like you guys need to focus on what is your needs right now versus what your wants are. And it's like you guys need to go through certain lessons that pull out your resilience so you could be able to adapt to the new road that is to come. Yes, everybody wants success. I hate how long this eyebrow is, y'all. Yes, everybody wants success. Everybody's deserving of success too. But at the very same time, it's going to be important that you wake up and realize the world that we live in and understand the world is changing around us. So try not to be so entitled or arrogant when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to creating your life. And understand that our intuition and our wisdom is supposed to be our survival tactics in the new world. So it's all about strategizing right now. And it's like, before you guys can get to the strategizing part, before you can truly reach self-mastery, you're going to have to wake up to the world you live in. You're going to wake up. You have to wake up to your self-sabotaging traits. You have to wake up to what you're truly putting effort in and what you're genuinely avoiding. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I had to wake up to some shit the other day. Like, you know what? The last time I had a job, I was like 23 years old. It's the same year I became a television host. And I'm 29, I'll be 30 this year. And since I haven't had a job in so freaking long, I'm over here thinking like, should I get a job? Do I need a job in the future? I mean, I have been maintaining. I'm not really high maintenance. I don't ask for a lot. I know how to survive. I do more than survive. I know how to live. But it's like, this year, 2025, has me really contemplating, am I arrogant when it comes to my business, or do I need to fuck around and get another fucking job? Not another job, but just a job to add on to my business. That's just something, when I talk about being in denial, this is the type of stuff that you guys need to self-reflect on, using me as an example. I'm serious about that too. Don't be surprised if y'all see me at somebody's hotel folding towels. I don't know, man. I haven't had a job in years. I wouldn't even know. Like, I tried to get on Indeed the other night, and it's just like, all this shit is scams. It's nothing but scams. How is somebody supposed to find a fucking job? And everybody would have worked from home. It's like, I'm trying to get out the home. I've been in the house my whole 20s. I don't know. Way times is looking, y'all. I don't know if I go to fast. I can't do that. I can't. My last job I ever worked, I worked at Runza. My sister was my boss. My older sister at that. Yeah, never again. Anyways, I'm not too good to work though. Hell no, I'm not too good, because I'll never allow my ego to sabotage me and end up in some type of poverty or evolving backwards. And this is just, again, this is just me, again, waking up to my truth. Am I in denial about my financial status? It's not about the right here and the right now. Right here, right now is cool. It's about 4 or 5 years from now. It's about when I'm 35 pushing to 40. I don't want to be going to an employer talk about the last time I worked a job was 10 years ago. I'm not even a stay-at-home wife. Like, I be risking it with this new world order shit coming, but at the same time, I believe in the Most High. So, all my needs will always be met. But again, for some of you guys, it could have something to do with your finances, financial status, your savings for the future, your emergency fund. Others of you, it could have something to do with your education level, maybe going back to school. Again, something else I have to realize, like, you know what? I don't want no 9 to 5. I'll go back to school and get another trade. You gotta have some type of level of education, man. Anyways, and again, those are just examples with me. Other people, this may be in denial about your relationship, where you have more bad days than you have good days. This could be in denial about your parenthood, your motherhood. Whatever it is, it's like, until you wake up from being in denial and start learning from these lessons, waking up into the real world, you're going to struggle adapting in this new world. Because the finances are going to be here, but it's like you have to unlock it. You have to unlock that door. You have to reach that level. Now, I do see as you guys are going through this shift, as we all are going through this shift, there is a lot of relationships in your life that are going to be affected. Unhealthy relationships are going to be destroyed through destruction as new beginnings emerge. Yeah, I had a dream the other day. I'm sorry I keep breaking this down. But I had a dream the other day. I was on a cruise. And this is the first time in my life I ever had a dream on a cruise, on the ocean. And it felt so real. And it's like, everybody who was surrounding me was like, all my married friends. Believe it or not, I have more married friends than anything. My sister has been in a 13-year relationship with a white man. No discrimination. That's my son's uncle. Shit, that's the only uncle he knows. But it's like, I had a dream that I was surrounded by all these women who've been in these 10, 15, 20-year relationships, not 20 years. And I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? And they were like, I don't know what the dream was about, man. I don't even know how to decode it. But it's like, it was like everybody was just acting super single. But it was like a club full of all women. It's weird. It was weird, but it's like, is this like the shift that's going on? Because I'm not going to lie, y'all. I've been falling into the Matrix too. When it's the men versus women, the black versus white. That's all the Matrix shit. We're not supposed to acknowledge that shit. But I literally had a crazy ass dream of just being surrounded by all these women. And they were like animals, man. They weren't animals, but I can't put it into words. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, there are relationships that are going to be affected. Some of you guys have already initiated getting the toxicity out of your life. Others of you are still, again, in denial about what you really need to do. Keep in mind, all relationships do not have to be romantic. This could also be family members. This can be your relationship with your therapist. This could be a relationship with a coach. Whatever the case is, I just see, especially under the Sagittarius moon we just had, that it's going to be important. It's not even going to be important. Well, yeah, it's going to be important. You guys start to pay more attention to the relationships and things that may be closing out in your life right now. Because, again, there's something about those relationships or something about those things you guys could be in denial about. Also, keep in mind, someone doesn't have to be extremely toxic for you to need to cut them off. You have to cut off enablers too. And if you're around people who enable you to self-destruct, if you're around people who are like yes men and ass kissers, again, you have to make sure you're not being in denial about your support system and what you consider a support system is really good for your future and the greater good. I know, it's just a lot of in denial energy here. Through your mistakes, you are still being blessed. Give yourself grace because you've already been given grace. There's a cycle here that is complete or is coming into a complete. Another confirmation that you guys are in the process of learning a lot of necessary lessons. Of course, through the midst of you learning these lessons, you could have felt like it was unfair. You're being tortured. The Most High hates you. Is this bad karma? But honestly, I always tell people bad karma, there's no such thing as bad karma in my opinion. But bad karma in the death and rebirth process looks very freaking similar, where someone goes through a series of unfortunate events or unfortunate lessons, we should say. And how you know someone is experiencing bad karma if someone's going through some type of awakening is because of the outcome, you know. The reason I'm saying that is because going back to a cycle getting ready to be complete, a lot of you guys, once again, were in training. You were in training with the Most High. You were in training with your higher self. You were in training to master self-mastery. And I see that as you guys are coming to this mastery level, some of you guys may be looking back at your past and you're still riddled with guilt. You're still riddled with regret. You wish you would have did things a little bit differently. And this is where you guys are going to need to start to practice serenity. Accept the things you cannot change and change the things that you can. Use your guilt to remind you who you never want to be again. Use those regrets to remind you why you're on this path right now. Make peace with your past and continue to work on allowing your heart to be as light as a feather. I see, going back to what I was saying in the beginning about how 2025 is about the journey and not really the destination, the ancestors want to reassure you the Most High Divine has a plan for you. Faith is trusting the process even without you understanding the plan. It's not meant for you to understand the plan because it's not meant for you to dive head first into the destination. You need to focus on the journey right now because this journey is going to be the reason why things start to make more sense. Not only that, once you get to the destination you're getting ready to reach, understand there's going to be another destination after that. There's going to be another thing to stress about. There's going to be another thing you have to gain or maintain. Because of that, this year is supposed to really teach you guys about how to be in the present moment right now. And like I said before, I know how bad it is to wait and want something to come in for you. But at the same time, make sure you're not being in denial about the world we live in, the things that are going on in the world. Not telling you to be sucked up into all this matrix shit, but just remember, you know, somebody could be mad because they didn't get the luxury 5-bedroom. They have to settle for a 4-bedroom. But on the other side of the road, like, there's a fucking war going on and there's toddlers getting blown up. Not trying to be graphic, but you gotta make sure you're not being entitled to things, because like I said before, the world is not just changing for you. The world is changing for everybody. And some of the things you may want right now is not the fact that you can't have it right now. It's the fact that you need to make sure that you're adapting to the frequency of Earth and you're rising above this low vibrational shit. Whew. So yeah, right now it's time for you guys to focus on what's more important, what you want now versus what you want the most. I see that this is also a mindset somebody needs to adapt when it comes to their money management skills, what you're saving up now, and instant gratification. I see that some of the things that you guys are going through is literally going to be your testimony for the future. And I see as you guys are currently living through your testimony, you're breaking a lot of generational curses. Some of you guys, take it how it resonates, because this is not going to resonate with everybody. But somebody here has some really toxic elders. These could be your elders. These could be older siblings, older cousins, maybe peers in the same community. It's just like a lot of toxic older people who look down on you because they don't like that you're breaking the curses they want to maintain. Like I said before, under the Sagittarius energy we just came out of, there's a lot of relationships that are going to be affected. And it's because you're going to start to see people for who they really are. Listen twice and speak once, because people are going to be secretly telling on themselves. And like I said earlier, hell, like I said earlier this year in the split of the reality, not picking a side is picking a side. Staying silent is picking a side. And some of you guys need to go ahead and pick a side on which energy you guys want to be on. Do you want to be low vibrational? Do you want to be high vibrational? Do you want to be in the 3D? Do you want to be in the 5D? Because there's no middle ground. Trust me. And once you guys make that ultimate decision, you also need to come into the realization that there's a lot of people you're going to have to start loving from a distance. Just so you don't get caught up in their bullshit. Yeah, I see somebody needs to eat more vegetables, eat more fruit, drink more water. You guys need to start nurturing your vessel a little bit better. Someone's masking their needs. Maybe this is you. Or again, this could be somebody outside of you. Masking their needs, masking their feelings. I don't know. Someone spends way too much time on social media. Someone's surrounded by too many opinions. The algorithm's brainwashing you. It's the algorithm, y'all. It really do be the algorithm. The algorithm control people in ways they don't even know it's controlling them. The algorithm forms your opinions for you. The algorithm tells you what to think, when to think. The algorithm leaves lasting effects on your brain, even when you put the phone down. Because when you constantly watch shit, I've said this years ago, but it's the same. Like, if you constantly watch shit about black men and toxic this and toxic that, now you have the algorithm forming your opinion. You constantly watch shit about black women this and black women that, you got the algorithm forming your opinion. Because these dumb motherfuckers sit there and be like, wow, this is happening to all thousands of these people. Even though I've never encountered it in my life, it still has to be true. Keep in mind, half these motherfuckers on this planet is dumb as fuck. Peter Griffins and Homer Simpsons. And I will always continue to say that because they literally made that show to make fun of us. So a whole bunch of Peter Griffins and Homer Simpsons. So make sure you're not falling in line with that dumb shit too. Make sure you're not allowing the algorithm to form your opinion. Anyways, I do see a balance is getting ready to be restored for you guys. As this balance is being restored, the ancestors are suggesting you already know what it is that you need to do. You went through a lot of lessons. You went through enough suffering. You went through enough challenges for you guys to start to be a little bit more comfortable in your resilience energy. Some people like to call it villain era. I do see that we do have a Mercury retrograde. Well, the shadow effects of that, it's going to be starting in like a week or two. We got a Mercury retrograde sometime in July. Only reason I'm saying that is because just keeping you guys 10 steps ahead, make sure you say no to any second chances or reconciling. There isn't anybody from your past, I believe, that you guys need to reconcile with. especially as we continue to go through these energy shifts right now. We're all getting ready to prepare for this new world order. Some of these people you genuinely have to leave in the past, or again, you need to start loving them from a distance. And it's like some of you guys are so uncomfortable with stepping outside your comfort zone. Someone here is starting to gaslight themselves. Like, you don't even need nobody to manipulate you. You don't need nobody to gaslight you, because you're doing it yourself. You're in denial. You're lying to yourself about the reality of a situation. And as long as you continue to allow this veil of illusions to be placed over your eyes, you're going to continue to feel like you're on a hamster wheel. And although this is around the corner, it's going to feel so far away because you refuse to wake up to the truth. There's still resistance here. Some of you guys need to, going back to too much social media, some of you guys need to realize y'all favorite influencers, y'all favorite people y'all look up to are liars. They're fake. They're broke. They're in debt. They commit crimes. They do shit you won't want to do. You don't want to do. So you need to stop comparing yourself to other people. It's like I tell my clients all the time. It's not really the most appropriate example, but I've seen it with my own eyes. It could be two women wanting to do hair. And one woman has been doing hair for like 12 years out her house. And now she's like working towards a suite. Another woman has been doing hair for 2 years. And in 2 months, she ends up getting her own salon. Well, you can't judge that woman how she got that salon, because you don't know if she sucked some dick for that salon. You don't know if she got 3 sugar daddies and you're over here working a regular, you've been working for 12 years. You can't sit here and compare what other people have compared to what you don't have, because I know for a fact, as a reader, a lot of these motherfuckers is doing shit y'all would never want to do to be in the positions that they are in. So it's going to be important. You guys are not idolizing illusions right now. Don't idolize anyone. Allow them to inspire you. Nothing's wrong with being inspired, but make sure you are not idolizing or envying, because fast lives ain't quick. Fast lives ain't quick. A lot of people like to make it seem like they have a lot more than what they really do. And if you're not willing to sell your soul more dignity, then don't be sitting here asking, well, I wonder how she got that. And I'm not saying all women are like that. Some people got family money. Some people have, you know, everybody got different shit. But the moral of the story is you need to love the life you live and live the life you love. Make sure you're not idolizing anybody, because it's social media. AI is just advancing by the day, man. I'm in this group where you could post a picture and people like will professionally Photoshop or AI your photos. I done seen so much shit. I done seen people be removed from photos, added from photos. I done seen breasts and ass added to a woman. Like, I done seen so much shit just from following this page. And because we're in the era of AI, this is really the time where you believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. We're in the era of illusions. Nonetheless, you guys are on the rise. Like I mentioned before, a balance is being restored in your life. You guys are waking up to the truth of your reality, the truth of who you are, the truth of the lessons you still need to learn. And because of this, you guys are also reaching a higher potential. You're gaining stronger discipline. This is the third confirmation for learning lessons. So again, you guys are learning lessons. And like I always tell people, wisdom's not gained through books. Wisdom is secondhand knowledge. That is surface-based knowledge. Wisdom is gained through life experience, because actually experiencing it and reading about it will always be two different journeys. It's just like knowing the knowledge and knowing how to apply the knowledge is two different breed of people. And it's like, you guys, again, no matter how hard the lessons may have been, no matter how long it may have felt like it drug out, this is ultimately how you guys ended up with stronger discipline, or you will. This is ultimately how you guys are going to end up reaching a higher potential. And because of this, you guys are going to have an overflow of blessings coming your way. I do see, as you guys are on the rise and a balance getting ready to be restored in your life, it's going to be important you be mindful who you re-invite back into your life, or who you invite just in general. Make sure you're not overlooking red flags to keep the peace. Because by you overlooking red flags to keep the peace, you're creating a war inside of you, and then you're going to find yourself back on an authentic path. It is authentic. It's disrespectful to yourself, and it ruins your throat chakra when you don't speak on how you feel or your needs. And every situation doesn't even need a response. Sometimes it just needs a removal. You remove your energy. But if you continue to be around people you can barely tolerate, or around people who trigger your intuition, your insecurity, or whatever the case is, just understand you're causing more harm to yourself for the sake of peace. And this is false peace because it's not real peace. I do see the next card out is let yourself feel so you can heal. All right. What? Ooh. Wake up and smell the roses. I do see right now the ancestors need you guys to slow down. Some of you guys need to spend more time with yourself, get out in nature. I do see there's like some anti-social energy going on right now. I don't know if you guys are giving somebody the silent treatment, or if someone's giving you this silent treatment. There's definitely anti-social silent treatment, feeling left out in the cold. This could also be like a family dynamic. Like someone could not be talking to their whole family or a parent or something right now. Pay attention to your intuition. So if you guys cut somebody off, right? Romantic, family, friends, it doesn't matter. And then out of nowhere, you find yourself like daydreaming about them, or they're crossing your mind, or you're like, I'm wondering why I'm thinking like this. This could even be emotions. Like, you know you don't like a motherfucker, but out of nowhere, you find yourself sympathizing with them, or you're feeling a little sad. It's because for one, your intuition is tightening, and for two, you're mirroring. Someone's longing to talk to you. Someone wants to talk to you. Someone wants a reunion with you. This could be a family reunion. Someone wants to clear the air. And since you guys may not be talking to somebody, you have somebody blocked, or you got your boundaries up, that you're starting to pick up this person's mirroring energy. Make sure you're not confusing this mirroring energy with your energy. And this is why self-awareness is always important on this path. Pay attention to your intuition right now. If you start feeling emotions and it's like, you know, there's no next card out, someone's going to reach out to you. If you guys start feeling energies like, you know what, this isn't my emotions. I've already processed this. I already that. Then it's because you're picking up on someone else's energy. Like I said before, the next card out is someone's planning on reaching out to you soon, collective. Some of you guys, this is like an ex. Others of you guys, this is someone who has like some type of secret crush on you. Or someone's secretly attracted to you. It's like a secret admirer. I don't like secret admirers. Look, I got trust issues. Like, why is this such a secret? Because motherfuckers do not be single. I'm just playing. Let me not project my trauma. But it's just something about secret admirers, secret crushes, secret attraction. Like, if it's a secret, then keep the shit a secret. What the fuck you telling me for now? And see, this is why nobody approaches me. They watch these lives like, fuck it. Fuck it then. Anyways, I don't know what the secret attraction, secret admirer is. I do see that the next card out is make your mind up. So someone is going to be reaching out to you. And I guess you guys need to make your mind up if you really want to involve yourself with this person or not. For my women, I do see the next card out is cutting ties, freedom, standing up, and awakening. Again, you guys are awakening up to your intuition. You guys are no longer in denial about what you have been allowing or accepting. And because of this, you guys are getting ready to receive your windfall. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. I pulled out 3 cards talk about lessons learned right now. The lessons don't get easier. We just get stronger. You finally made it to a level of resilience where you're able to maintain this windfall without allowing your boundaries to be fragile or people coming in to try to use or abuse you. Some of you guys are going through a massive glow up. I have status, beauty, and success here for my man Handsome. Yeah. And I see, like, as you guys are coming to the status, beauty, and success, I literally just got done talking about this. People pleasing is manipulation. Self-harming habits or lifestyle. This goes back to what? Ignoring red flags to keep the peace. Self-sacrificing. It's a manipulation, man. Even when it's not manipulation. Because, I mean, people pleasers are usually children of alcoholics, addicts, or have abandonment problems. So, you know, they try to people please. And, like, it may have worked as a child. But the things that we adapt as survival in childhood, when we carry that into adulthood, they start to become red flags. And it's not because you're a red flag. I mean, you are. I was a red flag. Biggest red flag you could never fucking meet. But I told you, y'all, when women think they crazy, it's like, y'all not crazy, man. Y'all are not crazy. Unless you've jumped out of a, I ain't gonna save those. Those are old stories. I've jumped out of cars, not cars. I've jumped out of pickup trucks going 45 miles per hour, tore the whole skin off my shoulder. It's healed kind of though. All this shit used to be white. Tore the whole skin off my shoulder jumping off cars. I done stabbed a nigga with a knife and then stabbed myself. I done been to the crazy hospital twice. It's not funny though. It's not fucking funny. I come from a lot of trauma. I'm just able to laugh about it now because I'm nowhere near that same person anymore. At all. At the fuck all. It took years and years of self-reflection, self-accountability, self-awareness to heal myself. And that's how I became a life coach. But I'm telling y'all, y'all think y'all crazy. And those stories ain't shit. I've used to be up there. So that's why I've been single since my ex, which was about 7-8 years ago. And I know they were like, when you find a woman, she got her own shit and she's pretty, why is she single? Because I'm crazy. Retired. And I don't got time for a man to pull that side out of me. I'm a product of a fatal attraction. My mama and daddy was crazy. Anyways, some of us just need to stay single forever. It's better for the community. I'll just play it. Anyways, next card out, shadow word. Embrace your entirety, uniting shadow and light for wholeness. I don't know why I read it like I couldn't read. It's because I was too busy laughing. And it's so crazy. It talks about the shadow side, and then I have this card coming out. So again, your shadow side, embrace your entirety, uniting your shadow and your light together as wholeness. Understanding, without your dark side, your light side wouldn't thrive, and without your light side, you wouldn't be able to pull yourself out your dark side. I do see there's a transformation here, right? And it's your lower self versus your higher self, which is two different selves that are never going to go anywhere. But it's all about discipline and what voice you choose to hear, like the angel and the demon on the shoulder. And it's like somebody's resisting their transformation because somebody's resisting to let go of one last piece of them that connects them to an old life, an old mindset, and the old you. And it's like as long as you continue to hold on to that one last piece, as long as you continue to resist this new beginning. So I do see someone needs to, again, going back to being in denial, avoiding facing reality, avoiding facing your true self. Someone needs to, for one, practice self-acceptance because we will never be perfect. And like I tell my clients all the time, just because you adapt self-discipline doesn't mean you will never experience temptation again. That's still like an emotion, like happiness or whatever like that. Like, yeah, temptation is there and your lower self might be tempting you, but it's all about leading into your higher self and allowing your self-discipline and your higher self to be louder than any lower temptations or thoughts. But does not mean you're not tempted. So I see that again with these resistance here, you unable to balance out your shadow. Take it how it resonates, not everybody, but someone being unable to balance their shadow side with their light side, or someone unable to find a balance with their higher and lower self because they're still in denial about the things they need to change internally. Again, it's one of the main reasons why you feel like you are still on a hamster wheel. It's like the ancestors is trying to replace the outdated and get you ready for this new world. But old ways won't open new doors. And not picking a side is picking a side. So if you choose to stay in old patterns, old behaviors, old habits, because you're in denial about the changes you need to make, well, then you can no longer blame God or the ancestors for where you are in life. It's a challenge, but through every challenge, you gain a reward. Nothing in life will ever just be given to you easily. Where if this is physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, you're going to have to work on this planet. It's just a part of being human, man. Like the darkness. Darkness cannot dispel, darkness cannot dispel darkness. Only light can. This talks about love, creativity, and awareness. And this goes back to that balance. You have to be aware of your demons. You have to be aware of your temptations. You have to be aware of your weaknesses. Just like a job interview, when they ask you about your strengths and weaknesses, you have to be aware of these things. So when your dark side or your lower side tries to overpower your higher side, you're able to have the discernment and discipline not to fall into it, not to fall into those habits and old ways. Self-compassion, embracing imperfection helps you find strengths, growth mindset, and resilience. So that goes back to what I said way in the beginning of the reading. Through your mistakes, you are still being blessed. You have been given grace. So I do see at this time it's going to be important that you guys still give yourself grace, still give yourself compassion. We are human, breaking heavy generational curses. We weren't meant to be perfect. We were meant to be real. And as long as you're real about the things you still need to heal on and fix, then you're going down the right path towards prosperity. And it's only up from here. Your frequency can only continue to be risen from here, raised from here. I do need to work on my grammar, y'all, badly. All right, go outside and be in nature right now. Someone's being stalked. This could be for a man, a divine masculine man. You're being stalked, or again, you could be a woman. Okay, so I was definitely going to say go outside and be in nature, but I also have stalking you and sex magic trying to control and take. Well, goddamn. Did they go in nature or not? Like I said before, the energy is just wild, man. To have several clients telling me about how men, and mind you, all of these men that violated my clients, they never went to the police because who would believe them? Or they thought they allowed it. Or maybe it should have happened to them because they weren't as loud with their boundaries. It's sad. It's like y'all need to start weapons, like guns, mace, knife. You can't be scared, man. Just because you may seem soft-spoken and fragile does not mean someone's gonna take it easy on you. Some people look at that as an easy target. You have to be a bitch. And I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to convince my women to be bitches, but you gotta have some type of line of defense for yourself. You have to have self-preservation. And next card out is literally celibacy and abstinence. We gonna get off that topic though. Anyways, newfound confidence is here. Continue to trust the promises that have been offered or given to you. I see surrender right now. It's time for you to move on, let go, detach, and accept. Practice celibacy or remain abstinence. Trust the process right now. It'll all make sense in due time. All right, let's pull some finances out. All right, fortune. These tiny ass letters. When fortune appears in your life, limitations disappear. As you sit back and watch your dreams manifest before your eyes, you are filled with a profound sense of gratitude and wonder. Wow. So I said, trust in the promise. It will all make sense. That was one of the last things I said. And then surrender. And with surrendering, surrendering really has to do with the ego, man. It's always the ego that wants to stay attached. It's the ego that needs to be reminded of what they did to you. It's the ego that wants to see them with revenge. It's the ego that wants the need to control all outcome. It's literally the ego. Surrender the ego. Continue to learn your lessons right now. And fortune is going to be coming your way. All right. Pressure. Be aware of how your family's influences and social pressures are influencing your career choices. Social conditioning. This goes back to making sure you guys are not on social media idolizing these people's lives. These motherfuckers who be lying to y'all. Hold on. Everything that's glitter is definitely not gold. And some of these women, not all women, I'm not a hater, but some of these women are doing shit you never want to do. So of course they have things you may feel like you can never receive. They got it quickly because they were able to do, they're not you. Some people sell their soul and morals for world validation and praise, and that's on them. That's their free will. Who's to say if it's right or wrong? My clients won't be doing that. But instant gratification, man. Reckless, uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than what it needs to be. So they could give you all the fortune in the world, all the offers and opportunities in the world. But if you're spending the wealth just as quick as you're making it, then how the fuck you gonna have any generational wealth? If you have no savings, you're not wealthy. If you have, and savings is, what is it? The proper definition of financial stability is when you have, I think it's, back in the day it used to be 3 months, but I think 6 months. It's when you have 3 to 6 months worth of all your bills in your savings account. So if something was to happen to your finances or your job, you're still able to pay your bills on time for the next 3 to 6 months. If you don't have 3 to 6 months worth of savings in your savings account, then you're not wealthy. You're like the rest of us. My early 20s, well, that was back when my rent was $500, so that don't even matter. That don't fucking matter. I was in a 1-bedroom in the hood. Of course it was easy to save money. It was easy. But that's the definition of wealth. So only reason I'm saying that, it's not saying that you guys aren't wealthy, not saying that you guys aren't doing your thing, but going back to uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than what it needs to be. It's going to be important that you guys start to think about the bigger picture, start to think about next year, if we were to go into war. Ooh, excuse me. That's an omen. Excuse me though. But just a few days ago, I was literally talking about a possible war that's going to be happening in 2026. I said it like 4 or 5 days ago. 2 days ago, or yesterday, the days be merging, y'all, I started seeing shit about the war. And it's like, okay, everybody freaking out, but everybody doesn't know. Everything's a process. Everything's a slow build up. The way the astrology charts is looking, this is not going to happen till May or April of next year. So, and then with the war, it's not like it's, I don't think it's, I believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear, because I don't think it's going to be a war. Like, it's not going to be motherfuckers walking down the streets with rifles kicking down our door. No, it's going to be the opposite. They're going to weaponize outside, and I don't know, but mark my words, next year, next summer, it's going to be something about outside where they have us all go in the house again, and for the final time. Because this next time, where if it's war, bioweapon, biochemicals, or whatever like that, I don't know, man. It's just, it gets deep. It sounds crazy, but I think they all want us to go back inside like 2020. And when we all go back inside again, that's when they're going to take the rest of nature, man. Like, back in 2020, I don't know if y'all remember, because so many posts got deleted. I mean, around that time when Corona was going on, farmers had to kill like thousands upon thousands of cows and pigs, but everybody still got meat to make a burger every day. Get the fuck out of here. Back in 2020, there was like pictures and videos being leaked of them. Like, they had this little machine where they pulled the trees up from the roots. And I remember someone made a video like, where are they taking all the trees? Like, there were so much shit they were doing in 2020, but it's like, just as quick as that shit got posted was just as quick as the shit got deleted, because Black Lives Matter was going on, coronavirus was going on. It was so much shit going on in the media that shit was easily swept under the rug, and then now nobody remembers, except me, because I journal about everything. But I really feel like, for one, our trees are going to be a threat to their agenda in the future, which means within the next, if not next year, because we might be further into the future than I even realize, but eventually they're going to have to replace our trees with artificial trees. Because as our animals are dying out, they want wildlife to die out. They don't want no more real animals on here. It's going to be like the Hunger Games. If y'all remember the Hunger Games, in the Hunger Games, they had all artificial animals. Fuck you need an artificial lion for? For what? And then, what, this year they started thawing out. I should not say thawing out. But it's these wolves where they saved the DNA, and now the wolves is a old, I don't fucking know. Don't quote me on this shit. I'm telling you, our trees our wildlife or is eventually going to be a threat to New World Order and smart communities. So somehow, some way, like Lorax, they have to convince us to get rid of our trees, and then we're going to have like artificial trees. Now this is going to sound like some kids next door shit, but it's like the trees are going to have cameras in them. And it's like by 2027, they're leaving us down here. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. Because it's like, I don't know if y'all remember, you can look this up too. But I remember in 2020, they said they're going to have their first space motel and it should be done by 2027. That's only 2 years from now. And the way the road is going, and like, again, there's just the way astrology chart is, understanding if I could comprehend this shit. Y'all don't think they got somebody 100 times smarter than me on this shit? Of course they do. All they do is use magic and astrology. They use all that shit for their agenda. Anyways, my story is, if there was a war to come, it's not like one of those wars where like our homes are going to get blown the fuck up. That's never going to happen in America. Never. It's going to be one of those wars where it's more like a psychological war, and they're going to have us in the house, and they need to get the... It's artificial versus natural. It's man versus God. Like, it's literally turning into hell on earth. Life is turning into one big-ass computer. And outside is going to be a computer. And that's the purpose of New World Order. It's a new world conducted in a different order. The different order means we're going to have new founding fathers. We're going to be looking more up to an artificial intelligence than we are humans. And everything is going to just be electronic. And you know, these aura points and all this shit these streamers are talking about, they're doing that for a reason. They are going to be a part. Like, I think they said DDG said it. I don't know, man. They the type of motherfuckers that I leave that nigga out that shit. But it's like, these streamers and these people who have these aura points, or they're trying to create this shit's gonna mean something in the future one day. Again, I know I sound crazy, but social credit is about to be a real thing. Anyways, let me shut up. What are the odds? The future and science came out. Continuing on, the future. Plan for the future while living in the present. You are always supported by spirit. Your psychic abilities can bring prosperity. What the fuck? And y'all see me sit here and shuffle the hell out them cards. Next card out, signs. You are putting together pieces of a puzzle from signs you are getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you are experiencing. So as I'm literally sitting here talking about New World Order, these two cards come out, it's because I've been talking about this shit since I was 22 years old. I literally became a television host and been on the radios talking about this shit my whole 20s. I was locked up. I've been locked up so many times. But the last time I was locked up, where my charges got sent back to an original sentence, and I was facing up to 20 years, the most time I ever faced in my life. Something happened to me in that cell, man. Something happened to me, because it's like I used to have dreams, and like I could barely sleep back then. But I literally used to have dreams about this shit. And it's like the last time I got locked up, that's the last time I ever wore a wig. I never wore a wig. I might have wore a wig for like being incognito, but I've never wore a wig like that again. The last time I was locked up, that shit changed me, because when I got out, I've never been the same again. And I've been saying the same shit for damn near almost 10 years. Shit, it'll be 10 years when I turn 32. Anyways, getting off topic, because I don't even want to be in that woke community anymore. I'm just trying to survive, y'all. Survive and maintain. Maintain and survive. Alright, let me get ready to conclude this. Ooh. Alright, hidden treasures. You're on the right track. Gifts are being ready to be revealed. Singing stones. Transmute your vibration and use your voice. It's time for you guys to start speaking and living in your truth right now. And stop ignoring red flags to keep the peace. Not picking a side, it's picking a side. And if you're an enabler in somebody else's life, that makes you just as toxic. Live the question, curiosity, open your mind and live into it. If your knowledge was your wealth, it will be well earned. Some of you guys need to start doing your research. Last card, the records. Remember why you came. Be bold in legacy. And this just goes back to what I said before about, you know, some people are upset they didn't get the 5-bedroom luxury. They can only get the 4-bedroom regular. It's like, Wake the fuck up, man. Like, the world we live in is literally going into shits right now. Everybody's entitled to go after the things they want in life, but if shit just don't work out for you like that, just be grateful you have a home. Shit is getting crazy out here. All right. Reconciliation upside down with manifestation. So this just gives me the vibes. If you don't reconcile, you get rewarded. And it's case by case once again. But if this is a situation where you have to pray your way out of, where they caused more harm than good, when they disrespected you one too many times, then obviously you let this go. So you can get your manifestations and rewards. What's the bottom of this deck? Pay attention to your dreams right now, especially right now, because the dream world is crazy. I'm going to pull some of these, and I'm going to pull those, and then I'm going to end it. Intense passion. It's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to clear up the misconceptions or validate secondhand stories. Choose silence right now. Leveling up is about improving, not impressing. Is you versus you at the end of the day. You guys are getting ready to turn a pain into some type of passion. Please excuse my cards. They're a couple of years old. And then let me pull some of these. It's only about to be 10:30. It's early. All right, courage and bravery. The lessons don't get easier, we just get stronger. But I do see now that you guys have overcome the hard part, it's time for you guys to ground yourself. Make peace with your past and continue to work on allowing your heart to be as light as a feather. Woo. Listen deeply. Pay attention to your inner knowing right now. Pay attention to your soul urges. Your soul is a direct connection to source, the Most High, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. When you ignore your soul urges, when you don't trust your own intuition, then anybody could come into your life and lead you astray. Raise your vibration right now and give yourself permission to trust yourself again. I'm actually going to pull these because I never pull these cards unless it's like a spiritual personal reading. All right. Start being healing codes. Important information. Wounds are being healed and charging. Soul star activation. Fulfilling soul contracts and remembering who you are. Again, life is supposed to be fun, of course. But don't forget the importance, the bigger picture, the future. Anyways, this concludes our messages. Please like, share, comment, or follow. Subscribe to my YouTube because that's where I'm going to be dropping the rest of the zodiac signs. And yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.